Scano, hello, I'm Miss Martin, and I'm reading a story to you today. Today's story is called Every Child Matters, written by Phyllis Webstad, illustrations done by Carleen Harvey. Since time immemorial, Indigenous people have lived on Turtle Island, celebrating, practicing, and honoring our own Indigenous cultures. Since time immemorial, our dances have been danced, our songs have been sung, our languages have been spoken. Since time immemorial, our teachings have been honored, our ceremonies have been loved, our cultures have been practiced, our families have been together. For many years, Indigenous people have been told that our way of life is wrong and that we should change who we are. A system was created to stop us from being who we were meant to be, Indigenous peoples. It was called the residential school system. Because of residential schools, thousands of Indigenous children were made to leave their homes and families, were forced to stop speaking their language. At residential school, thousands of Indigenous children were stripped of their identity, felt afraid and alone, like they did not matter. At residential school, our dances were banned, our songs were silenced, our languages were quieted, our teachings were stripped, our ceremonies were attacked, our cultures were shamed, our children were taken. My name is Phyllis, and I'm one of these children. When I was 6 years old, my granny bought me a brand new orange shirt for my first day of school. I wore my orange shirt with excitement. I got on the bus and I was taken to a residential school 2 hours away from my home and family. When I arrived, my special orange shirt was taken and never returned to me. My hair was cut. I could not live with my family. I felt alone and confused. I felt unloved and uncared for. No one explained why I could not go home. It was a very difficult time. I felt like I did not matter. After 300 sleeps, I finally went home. Thousands of children were not as lucky as me. For a long time, I believed I did not matter, and I was not the only one. Today I know that is not true. Now I know I have the right to walk on this earth and breathe this air as much as anyone else. Nobody is better or less than me. I matter. Even with residential schools in our history, we will continue to dance our dances, sing our songs, speak our languages, uphold our teachings. Even with residential schools in our history, we will continue to love our ceremonies, practice our cultures, and keep our families united. We remain strong. We remain resilient. We survived. We matter. Every child matters. If you are a survivor of residential school, you matter. If you are a family member of a residential school survivor, you matter. For the children who didn't come home, you matter. The child in each and every one of us matters. You matter. No matter what color on the medicine wheel you are, you matter. Every child matters in the past, the present, and the future. Today, the residential schools have closed for good. Phyllis and her family learn about and celebrate their culture. Phyllis knows what it means to be Northern Secwepemc, and she is proud of who she is and who her people are. Orange Shirt Day, September 30th. This year, 2023, is the 10th anniversary of the Orange Shirt Day, Every Child Matters movement. Each year on September 30th, many people, including Phyllis, wear bright orange shirts to honor residential school survivors and their families, and remember the children who did not come home. In 2021, Orange Shirt Day became a federal statutory holiday in Canada known as the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, which is now in its third year. Orange Shirt Day and the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation offer an opportunity for Indigenous and non-Indigenous people to facilitate conversations all around the aspects of residential school reconciliation. Phyllis's true story is only one among many. We must listen to these stories and we must learn from our past. By doing so, we can walk into the future without making the same mistakes again. When we wear our orange shirts on Orange Shirt Day, we reaffirm that every child matters. The residential school survivors and their families, the Indigenous children who didn't come home, and the children from every nation around the world. And that is the end of Every Child Matters. Nyawa, and thank you for joining me today.